Hello everyone, welcome back to Motorgraph World channel. Today I'm at the racetrack to see this brand new Kona N. Just follow me. Here we have brand new Kona N. So I'm gonna go through this exterior design. As you can see, this is the very first model that comes with this black half matte Hyundai emblem logo integrated into this N own grille design. The only thing that shines in the front grille is this N logo, and everything goes black. So it gives you a very aggressive look. And there is another red stripe crossing the lower fascia of the front bumper. This red stripe has been the traditionally Hyundai N's own design character, and it goes exactly same into this Kona N. Many of you might expect that this N version of the Kona would have real inlet holes here, which was fake in other normal Kona models, but unfortunately still they are fake and blocked. They are just plastic varnish. And this corner view is a little bit different because this Kona N gives you the body color painted full cladding fender design, and there is 19-inch forged alloy wheel with the massive look of big red caliper. It seems like it has a 4-piston caliper on the front, and the disc size is quite big enough. The tire, just like the Veloster or i30N version, it comes with the Pirelli P0 235 19-inch style. The only difference between Veloster N and this Kona N is that the side profile. So Kona N has a slightly fatter side profile. It's 40 series compared to the 35 series in Veloster or i30N. And look at this big rear wing. It's not a spoiler, it's literally a wing. So air can go upside and downside through this big wing. I think these Hyundai guys, they borrowed this rear wing from their own WRC rally car. This one is huge, and I've never seen such a wing on this SUV model. The basic Kona N comes with the black painted rear wing, and this carbon wing style, this is N Performance additional parts that you can order at your dealership. Big diffuser-like rear bumper fascia. It's not functional, it's more aesthetic touch. It's a little bit wobbling anyway. But there's another red stripe that surrounds this rear fascia bumper. And then there's big twin single muffler tip at the rear. This part also comes with this carbon finish and performance parts if you want to have more lightweight look of the high performance brand. Here is the heart of brand new Kona N. Most of the things are quite similar to i30N and Veloster N siblings, but the big difference is this new turbocharger. So the size of the compressor has been increased by 5 millimeters, and eventually it gives more torque and more horsepower at the higher rev range. This is N Performance versions. The biggest change is here, N Performance air intake filter within its own box. So you can use more cooler air into the engine, and it makes a better noise when you give a full acceleration. The basic touch of this car is quite similar to Veloster N or i30N. Full bucket type seat with leather and suede inside. It feels quite sticky when you are sitting deeply inside of this seat, but the only difference that you can notice easily is the hip point height. It sits quite high from the floor, even though you really want to put your seat as low as possible. It gives you a feeling that you are still riding on SUV model. But other than that, every design contains the N heritage, like a blue stitch around the steering wheel and N buttons with the sky blue, and another new button here, the red NGS button. This NGS button has been introduced when the Veloster N DCT model was launched. So this model is the second one with this NGS function. It's N green shift. So this red button means additional horsepower. You can use up to 290 horsepower when you're using this NGS for 20 seconds. And there is new layout for this N button. In the past, there was only one N button on the right, and on the left there was a drive mode selector, but now it has both N button on the left and right. This one is N1 preset button. The right one is N2 preset button. So you can have two different customized drive program on your request. And normal, eco, sport, the usual drive mode selector is now on this turning dial just beside the gear knob. I'm gonna turn on the engine now. Listen. Since this car is equipped with full digital display cluster, now they have more freedom to use various type of the graphic. This cluster design is also found on other Hyundai models, but once you turn on this N button, this Kona N is the first Hyundai to have RPM meter in the middle, just like Porsche. And what I really like about this cluster is that there are three separate displays on engine, steering, and suspension mode. Sometimes you get confused between so many types of variations, but with this display, you can easily notice that which mode you are using right now. And it's very helpful when you're doing a very dynamic driving. Another big screen in the center navigation monitor. There is quite special N mode. It's almost like a display that you can find on a race car because it contains every inch of your driving information, like the throttle, the braking force, and coolant temperature, the G-force, lap timer, and even the circuit map data. So first we're gonna hit the road. We'll check how this car goes on the winding twisty road around this Inje Speedium racetrack. And after that, we also need to check the performance of this car on the race circuit. This little tunnel at the Inje Speedium track in Korea, this tunnel is known as N tunnel because you can hear the exhaust here. The exhaust note is different from the Veloster N. Yeah, just be reminded that this car has the GPF. Despite the GPF, it can still make quite fine noise. So in this sport mode, there is no loud pop and bang from the muffler tip. But once you switch it to the N preset mode, I love this sound. It comes with DCT front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive version only. I guess Hyundai N still have a strong confidence that they can control this amount of torque with the two-wheel drive, and they didn't want to increase the weight, the extra weight. And in terms of the driving fun, yeah, two-wheel drive is always much fun than all-wheel drive. Unlike its other sibling in N, this Kona N does not have electrically controllable side bolster. This seat is a little bit wide for me, and it sits a little bit higher than other Ns. Yeah, I would like to suggest that Hyundai has a little bit lower seat position for next generation, because the height of the floor itself is not that high compared to the other hatchback sibling, but the sitting hip point is way higher. The car itself feels quite planted on the corner, but drivers, they really need to struggle to hold their body into the center of the seat during the cornering. Oh, I love this ELSD. This ELSD. The damping setup is really hard. So on its maximum plus mode, it feels quite hard on this racetrack surface. But the real good side of this stiff suspension setting, it goes like a hatchback. I mean, the front wheel high performance hatchbacks. That means you can lift up the rear inside wheel when you jump into the corner real quick, sending almost all the weight transfer to the front, reducing its rear grip in order to make a very neutral handling character. It's very easy to keep your driving line. If you want to take that line, you can go there. There is a slightly strange feeling around this recovering using this NGS. Look at this, it goes automatically to the left. I'm not quite sure that they intended this kind of handling character, but if they did, this is a really crazy thing. So it's time to have a full attack with this Kona N on the speedium track. Oh, very stable. Yeah, we are having a little bit of a raindrop, but still the track is quite dry. It has a very stable grip on the front wheel axle. And can you feel that it's a perfect toy, huh? NGS. 이거 봐. See? The steering feel is really strange, but I think it's their intention to give the torque vectoring under the accelerations. This car keeps turn in with its own traction power, not the steering angle. Yeah, I can feel that the inside rear wheel is going up using 3-wheel drive, which is quite ideal for this front engine based car handling. And yes, so it marks way beyond 195 at the end of the straight. So what was the max G? Today I had a very quick review on this brand new Kona N. We just had only 1 hour of driving time, but it was quite remarkable car. So please stay tuned till we have proper test drive car, which is due around second half of this year. Please stay tuned and thank you for watching.